welcome to Vision to Reality. I am one of your co-hosts today, Pastor Miracle Pettenger, and I am excited to meet Pastor Johnnie B. Lloyd. Yay!
Hi.
Hello, Pastor Lloyd. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to hear more about you and the awesome things you are doing in the kingdom of God. And so, well, first of all, tell us, so who is Pastor J.B. Lloyd?
Okay, first of all, a lot of people call me pastor, but I'm not officially a pastor.
Okay.
So let me start there. So
that sounds good. I heard that somewhere. So okay.
I'm sure you did. And you know what? And part of it is because of my love for the people. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love people, and I have a call for people as it relates to their transformational development, as it relates to their financial well-being, because as you know, everything is connected to several things in our life. One is our communication. The other one is the way we handle and manage resources, whether it be our time, our talent, or our treasure. So all of those things are connected. And so my gift is always helping people exceed and grow and expand where they are to move where they're going. So a little bit about me. I am, I've got certifications and all that wonderful stuff. But the thing that I would say about me that is most embracing for everyone is that I am the young lady that was on orange shag carpet. I was homeless, and I went from being homeless to having in my career over 3 C-suite executive positions, and which is pretty amazing. But when you know the God we know, we're not surprised. But all of that was part of my process. The thing that I love about that is it allows me to relate to everybody. Yeah. Whether it was me, staying in a 7,000 square foot property or me laying on somebody's floor, I'm still the same lady. I'm still the same person, and God gave me the same heart. So I have a heart for people. And I know if He can do it for me, He can do it for anybody. It's just a matter of, are we willing to exchange our time, our talent, our treasure, our mental capacity to do what He would have us to do.
Awesome. We are here with Dr. J. Woo-hoo! And she's going to share with us some of her books. And so, Dr. J, can you share with us the books that you're holding right now?
This is Legacy Moments, Transformation That Goes Beyond Change. This is actually the book I self-published, and which is really powerful. That lets people know anybody can do it. It's full of affirmations. And the biggest thing about this book is it helps people become more self-aware and understand the power of what they say with their mouth, as well as the affirmations to build wealth, to get beyond sickness and disease. Whatever they're looking for is a piece in here.
Right. And the next book that you have there?
The second book I did was Pathways to a Positive Mental Attitude, because our attitude is everything. Our attitude is the way we perceive, it's the way we build energy. If we say, whatever we say in our lives is what we bring. It says whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And we need to know that. So this is 17 principles from Napoleon Hill, and I'm a Napoleon Hill instructor. And what happens is it actually helps you in a conversational type way to help you get through the 17 principles. And principles just work. They're like gravity. They work. Whether you believe them or not, it just works.
Awesome. And your third book.
And this one, this is the latest book, and the last two are international bestsellers. This one has 5 categories it's in, and the other one has 2. But the thing about this is, this tells us a little bit about collaboration. The first book I did by myself. These books I did with a partner, with collaborating with other people. And what ended up happening is that the synergy that came from these books are even more powerful for each person that was involved. So I would encourage people to actually build collaborative relationships, to build a masterminds, to do that kind of thing. So anyway, this book is 50 Bodacious, Wonderful Women that set up this book. All of us have a backstory, and it actually tells a little bit about every single person's backstory in here and how they got on the other side of it and how it has impacted their life in such a positive way. Because we're all diamonds just being transformed, and we have a rippling effect with whatever we touch. So this is powerful.
Awesome. And where can we find your books?
You can find the books on www.johnnielloyd.com. Again, that's www.johnnielloyd.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And welcome back here to Vision to Reality with Miss Tina Leonard and Pastor Pettenger. Yay! And we have the awesome, wonderful privilege of speaking with Johnnie Lloyd. Yes, as we're sipping our morning coffee and everything. So we're going to get to know her a little bit better and talk about the services that she offers and how she serves the kingdom of God and the people of God, but also those who want to get to know who they are with their purposes and how to transition to the reality God has for them. And so, Miss Lloyd, welcome again. Welcome.
Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So, JB Lloyd and Associates, can you tell us a little more about your business, the mission, and the vision of that?
Okay, so Johnnie Lloyd and Associates, or JB Lloyd and Associates is what we're known better for, is actually part me. I am a speaker, motivational, inspirational, and leadership guru. I have over 47 years of accounting, so I'm a financial person. I love money, and I love helping people get the money. So we do that, as well as we work in the areas of profitability, productivity, and people. And those are the three things any business, any organization, any nonprofit needs. They need profitability, or they're not going to last very long. They need productivity, or they're not going to accomplish their purpose and their mission and vision that they have. So part of our mission and vision is actually our huge overarching vision is to impact 20 million households for the glory of God, to impact their minds and transform their lives. Then the smaller vision is, like I said, to deal with profitability, productivity, and people. And the way we do that is we do it through process, looking at your process, because I have some Lean Six Sigma green belt experience, and I've had that training, as well as, like I said, the 47 years of accounting background I have. And the other thing is we look at your how you work out your people, and the bigger thing is your purpose. Your purpose is the driving factor to get you anywhere. And without a purpose, it's like having a GPS and not knowing your destination. So we do that, and then of course we deal with the pain in the process. Most people don't want to be honest and tell you that success is easy. However, the level of success God has for you is actually a driving thing. It's out of us so we can become more like Him, and that process is normally involves some pain.
That's awesome. Now, for me, I kind of know you a little bit more. I've kind of dealt with you a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I like that process that you did, the profitability.
Yes.
Productivity,
What?
profitability, and people. And you do that through the journey of process, purpose, and pain.
And pain. So, would you say pain is part of the profitability?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Most people would not look at it like that. But if you look at everybody's transformation, when you went from where you were to where God has you? Look at, I mean, everybody wants to use the pit and the palace when we look at in the Bible. However, being in the pit was painful. To be rejected, painful. And when you're on the ladder of success, most people won't tell you this, but a lot of people that you were connected with can't go where you're going.
Wow.
So you either have the choice to stay where you are and not be obedient to your purpose, which is painful, or go where you need to go and the release of other people. You don't have to cut people out of your lives. I tell people, you ain't got to cut nobody out. All you have to do is grow, because everybody can't breathe at the next level.
That's good. Yeah.
You just can't.
Yes. Now, self-induced pain. A lot of people, if they self-induce pain, it'll get them to be profitable and productive. So what's the difference between self-induced pain and the pain that God has actually purposed for your life?
Now that's, oh girl, you're on point. You're just on it. Okay. So self-induced pain is from an emotional perspective. It's usually for me, it's usually connected to our history, but doesn't have anything to do with our destiny.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
When we are doing pain and God has put us in a situation and allowed the enemy, like Job, allowed the enemy to come in and do something in our lives, but he told the enemy, what you cannot do is this, this, and this. That is the power of moving. And what happens is it's almost like squeezing this bottle.
Yeah.
When I squeeze the bottle, water comes out. Right? That is the power of when we're dealing with what God has for us. He squeezes us because he knows what's in us.
Yeah.
So he squeezes us and causes what we think is pain and may feel like pain. Ain't no lie. Being homeless is painful. I ain't gonna lie to you. However, the person that I became is nothing like the person I was. The strength that I gained was amazing. So yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And as you were mentioning, squeezing the bottle, and as we think about the oil of the anointing, it has to be pressed. Those grapes, the olives, they have to be pressed in order for the oil to come forth. So without the pressure and the pain, there is no oil. There is no anointing.
But here's the thing. That oil cannot come back into the grape.
You put it back in there.
Go ahead now. And that's the thing. When you go through the pressing, the process, that's the transformational piece that we do.
Yeah.
Is that you can never become the same person you were before.
Jesus.
You recognize them, but you are no longer them. So when people look at you from that used to know you and say you've changed, actually you have changed. It's not that you become better than them, and I believe that people are not doing that because see, I'm just human, just like everybody else. I make mistakes just like everybody else, but I am not the person I was a year ago or 6 months ago. And if you are, then there's a problem because God is forever changing. He's flowing. He's like water. Water that is stagnant is not good for you.
Exactly.
You need to have some motion. You need to have some movement.
Yeah.
And without motion and movement, there's no progress. And God is a God that is progressive.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Because he's never he is the same, but our revelation of him is new.
Exactly.
That's good.
Because even though he's a never changing God in the sense of his characteristics,
come on now,
he's always producing something new. He is a created God.
That's the attributes of God. That's an attribute.
Right. And that is our attribute. We're the little I am. And that's why with affirmations, and one of the books I did an affirmation. I tell people, I said, you can't play with the word I am. Because whatever you put behind the word I am, you become.
Yeah.
It's too powerful because the great I am, he's the I am. So when we say we are, our body, our mental, our spirit, our soul, everything, our subconscious and our conscious mind becomes that thing. So when we say that when people say that they're poor and they can't hold on to money and they wonder why, they said I am. So you don't have a choice. So everything that comes to you leaves you. If you say I am and you use the word ugly, then your perception of yourself, no matter how beautiful other people perceive you, your perception of yourself, which is perception is real to those who perceive it to be so, then the way you treat yourself, the way you allow other people to treat you becomes ugly because that's what the person believes they deserve.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
That's good.
Me laying down my life so that I can be pressed, and the oil, the thing that's in me, becomes more valuable than the thing I was when I started off.
See, what you reminded me of is when I read your book for the 20 million times because of the value that I withhold from you. You're like a jewel.
Okay.
You're like a jewel. And you have, I mean, it's very important.
Yeah. And you're gonna tell us more about your book and the title and where to find it.
I will do that.
And tell me now. So can you tell us where can we find your books?
So what is the title and where can we find it?
Okay, so there's 3 books. The book that we're referring to is Legacy Moments, Transformation That Goes Beyond Change. And that in all books can be at www.johnnielloyd.com. Again, that's www.johnnie, JohnnieLloyd.com. And that's where you can get the books. And so, and the key with that one was, that book is a funny book. I've had people, it causes people to do some things. I've had people who read through it quickly and said, oh yeah, that was cute. And I said, nope, wasn't ready. Because I prayed over that book. And I know that the person who really takes the book and looks at it, part of it is a self-assessment. Yeah. People are not self-aware. Because if we know who we are, we teach other people how to treat us.
Yes, ma'am.
We teach them. Because we call the other stuff illegal. Because when a person starts calling me outside of my name, you can't be talking to me.
That's right.
Because that's not my name.
Okay.
And I'm not going to respond to crazy. So you can't tap something on me emotionally to cause me to do something that is not like me because you called me something that I'm not. I'm not responding to that. Because there are certain things that we hold true to. And I teach that in the book as well. You have control over your emotions, your will, and your intellect. Everything else is settled. Your will, God doesn't, He won't force you to accept Him. That's your will, an act of your free will. So you freely choose what you're doing in life. So, and then that's the other piece. But our mind, and I said, I was talking to somebody recently and I told them, I said, they got a little carried away with the AI, the artificial intelligence. I said, what you need to remember is that it's artificial.
Yeah.
Anything that's not real can't fight against something that's real. So my brain is still more powerful. The brain, the 3 pounds in my head has more potential and power. It's a matter of will I use it or will I allow Google to tell me where to look? Will I allow other people to tell me who I am? Will I allow them to call me things that I am not? I need to know who I am, and I need to use my head for that.
Yeah. So, and what are the names of your other 2 books?
Okay, the other 2 books is one is Pathways to Success. That's a Napoleon Hill 17 Principles of Success. And the issue with that is it's principles, just like principles in the Bible. Principles are true whether you believe them or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gravity works.
Whether you believe it.
You ain't gotta believe in it. But if you go against it, you'll not.
Yeah.
Gravity works. So the principles in this book is actually the 17 principles that we use, that we talk about, is actually principles right out of the Bible.
Amen. Very good.
All of them. There's nothing new under the sun. People are taking it and putting their flavor on it. And of course, Napoleon Hill went out and he interviewed people, the wealthiest people in the world at the time. And he came up with 17 principles that will help people be successful in their life. That's the second book. And then the one that just was released recently is actually, it's called, what is it called, Lord? It's called Voices of the 21st Century. Bold, brave, brilliant women. And it's 50 women all over the world that came together to do this book. And they told their backstory.
Wonderful.
Until I started with this book, only a few people knew I was homeless Because so many times in life, we think our backstory is our embarrassing moment. However, when we start telling what's appropriate to that person, because my whole story, everybody can handle. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to throw your whole story out there. You need to have the wisdom to understand what's going to add value to this situation. And if it doesn't add value, then that means I'm shining a light on me and not on the Lord. And I don't need to do that, because when I shine a light on me, you see even more of the flaws I already have. So I'm not going to do that. So that's the book. And it's, and all three of them are out there. And on the front of that book is a diamond that's tapping into water. And that's what we are. We have as women, we have a rippling effect. We have the power to set, not the temperature, but actually set the temperature in our household. We don't tell you what the temperature is. We literally set it. And that's a huge, powerful responsibility for us as women. And so when we say our house is hot, our house is cold, it's because we have set that temperature, and we need to realign some things in our life to get it back on track.
Being the difference between the thermometer and the thermostat.
Yes, girl.
Thermostat sets it, and then the thermometer has to read it and respond accordingly.
Girl! Yeah.
I got you. Hallelujah. And so it was definitely absolutely awesome. And so knowing that we have assistance, God has given us resources so we can engage in transformational development. And that being with Johnnie Lloyd, JB Lloyd and Associates. We encourage you all to look her up. You'll see the information on your screen. Please make sure you check out her books. Yes. As you've heard, what she offers and the service that she offers is more than just mere life coaching. This is more than just life coaching. If you're trying to find a quick fix, somebody to tell you what to do and leave you alone, this is not it. This is not it. There's accountability. There is a responsibility. There is a commitment that must be made. Yes. And she's going to make sure that you follow through.
And she is a team leader.
Yes.
Skilled leader. Mm-hmm. And she also requires accountability. Trust me, I know.
But you know what? The key with that is we all need accountability.
Yes, indeed.
We all do. And trust me, I have somebody in my life that helps me keep accountable.
Yes, we do.
You know, you do.
And I'm going to throw this nugget out there. She has made me over the last 12, 13 years, not made. She has required me to do some things. She is a team leader. She requires accountability. And the only reason that I'm saying this is because for over the past 12 years, she has taken me from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. And for someone like me, anybody who knows me know that is saying a whole lot. I will beg of you, if you're looking for someone from Fortune 500 corporations to the government, she has the experience. I'm telling you, I've heard it from many of my friends at all levels. Please, if you're looking for someone who can take you from the church to the boardroom, this is the person. She has just that type of knowledge. Please, I would ask you, if you're looking for someone to help you not only with your finances, but just someone to be a mentor, this is the person. She's phenomenal. And I'm just saying that not only because she's a mentor to me, but she's also a mother in the spirit realm.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you so much, Miss Lloyd. We greatly appreciate you.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you. And on behalf of Vision to Reality with Miss Tina Leonard and myself, Miriam Pettenger, we say thank you all so much and have a great day.
Love you. Love you.
Bye. Hello. We are here with Dr. J. Woohoo! Yay! And she's going to share with us some of her books. And so, Dr. J, can you share with us the books that you're holding right now?
This is Legacy Moments, Transformation That Goes Beyond Change. This is actually the book I self-published, and which is really powerful. That lets people know anybody can do it. It's full of affirmations. And the biggest thing about this book is it helps people become more self-aware and understand the power of what they say with their mouth, as well as the affirmations to build wealth, to get beyond sickness and disease. Whatever they're looking for is a piece in here.
Right. And the next book that you have there?
The second book I did was Pathways to a Positive Mental Attitude, because our attitude is everything. Our attitude is the way we perceive, it's the way we build energy. If we say, whatever we say in our lives is what we bring. It says whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And we need to know that. So this is 17 principles from Napoleon Hill, and I'm a Napoleon Hill instructor. And what happens is it actually helps you in a conversational type way to help you get through the 17 principles. And principles just work. They're like gravity. They work. Whether you believe them or not, it just works.
Also, and your third book.
And this one, this is the latest book, and the last two are international bestsellers. This one has 5 categories it's in, and the other one has 2. But the thing about this is, this tells us a little bit about collaboration. The first book I did by myself. These books I did with a partner, with collaborating with other people. And what ended up happening is that the synergy that came from these books are even more powerful for each person that was involved. So I would encourage people to actually build collaborative relationships, to build a masterminds, to do that kind of thing. So anyway, this book is 50 bodacious, wonderful women that set up this book. All of us have a backstory, and it actually tells a little bit about every single person's backstory in here and how they got on the other side of it and how it has impacted their life in such a positive way. Because we're all diamonds just being transformed, and we have a rippling effect with whatever we touch. So this is powerful.
Awesome. And where can we find your books?
You can find the books on www.johnnielloyd.com. Again, that's www.johnnielloyd.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.